When you're inconsistent, you're telling your body that you're not really willing to make the change, and that's just really letting yourself down. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so glad that you guys clicked on this video. And if you clicked on here, you're probably trying to figure out why it is that you're not losing weight. And I just have some reasons why you might just be stuck on the scale right now. So without further ado, let's get into it. So the first reason why you may not be losing weight is that you didn't make a plan. Some people say that they may not be a planner, but plans are so important when it comes to losing weight. This is why you have meal plans. This is why if you're working with a personal trainer, they create a plan, a workout split for you. Planning is so important. It gives you direction. It also helps you to not waste time. Also, when you're creating a plan for yourself to lose weight, it gets you really thinking about the key pieces which affect you as an individual. Each person is different in their weight loss journey, or you can't have a scenario where everything fits everyone. That's just not possible. Instead of trying to fit into someone's ideal state of what losing weight, of how many pounds you have to lose per week or how many workouts you need to do per week, it's really just trying to figure out what works best for you and starting from there. Intentional weight loss takes strategy, but it also takes effort. When you're creating that plan for yourself, or if you have someone else working with you for this plan, it really helps for you to know and agree that this is something that you want to work on, and then have the days and the steps for what you want to do. I would say that if you're trying to work out, then it's best for you to decide how many days you want to work out per week, what types of workouts you want to do. It can't be something where you say, oh, I'm just gonna go to the gym, all right, and do what? There are so many machines on the gym. There's so many types of pieces of equipment. There's so many like dumbbells, kettlebells, like what do you want to use? I highly doubt that if you're just going to the gym just to work out without a plan, that you will be as effective as you could be with a plan. And if you're looking for some guidance on a meal plan, or if you're just trying to figure out where to start, I offer free consultations. So I'll leave my website in the description box. Feel free to click there and schedule a 15-minute consultation with me. It's completely free. It's just an option for you if you're trying to figure out some guidance and don't know where to start. So the second reason why you may not be losing weight is that you're not getting enough sleep. I've talked about sleep on my channel before. It's so important for you to get 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night. But I will say that I actually have not been getting 7 hours of sleep until about 3 weeks ago. When I was first deciding that I wanted to switch up my workouts and do things different for my new workout plan, I realized that I was getting maybe 6 hours of sleep per night. And I was like mostly functional and just tired, like a regular tired. But what I didn't realize is that getting at least 7 hours of sleep per night actually helps your body to not hold on to weight. Studies have shown that people who get in less than 7 hours of sleep actually tend to gain weight, and they also tend to have a higher BMI. And considering before I started this like weight loss change, I was at an obese BMI, I really wanted to focus on my sleep to target the optimal amount that I needed for great rest. And I cannot tell you how big of a difference that it's made in my life. Just this past month alone, getting in 1 extra hour of sleep, going from 6 hours to 7 hours, has made a world of a difference for me. I really hope that if you're not getting enough sleep, this is your wake-up call that you need to focus on your sleep today. So a third reason that you may not be getting enough sleep is that you probably are eating too much food. Now, I am a proponent for adding things to your diet and not taking so many things away. Really, when I talk about having too much food, I'm really talking about portion control. That is something, especially in the Western culture, where we eat way too much. We're eating on huge plates. And if you're going out to eat, especially when you're going for a burger, like I love the Impossible Whopper, it is a pretty big sandwich. And then on top of that, the fries and everything, that's too much. When you're going to a restaurant, specifically I'll refer to like Chinese food restaurants, you're getting at least 2 to 3 portions of food, especially when it comes to rice. I love my shrimp and broccoli. They give a lot of shrimp. I love the shrimp, but it actually is a higher portion than what I should be consuming at that mealtime. Also, something to keep in mind is that healthy foods can be detrimental to your diet if you're having too much as well. Those calories do really add up. So I think, for example, avocado. I love avocado, but I recognize that sometimes it can add to too much fat and actually make me over the amount of macros that I should be having for the day. Meal prepping really helps with portion control, especially if you're a person who's super busy and you don't have enough time to set out your meals throughout the day. Then it's more likely for you to just grab whatever you can and not necessarily care about the amount that you're having until you've already eaten it. And that's where portion control really helps to rein it on in. I used to split an entire large pizza with my husband. Now I just have about 2 slices and he can go ahead and eat as much as he wants. I'm the one with weight loss goals. And in order for me to achieve my goals, I need to make sure that I'm only having an amount that gets me satiated. But something that I like to do though is that if I'm gonna have pizza, I like to have a salad with my pizza. And so when I had some pizza last night, I had my 2 slices that I wanted, but before I had those slices, I had my salad first. That way I'm prioritizing my vegetables, and it was a huge salad. So I topped as much as I could on that so that I wouldn't be tempted to have something after that pizza or have an additional slice. By the time I had that second slice, I was already full. The 4th reason I have why you're not losing weight is that you're not in a caloric deficit. It's really important for you to know what your basal metabolic rate is in order for you to calculate the amount of calories that you should be eating for you to lose weight. For myself, my basal metabolic rate is around 1,600 calories. So me eating 1,600 calories on days when I'm not working out, it actually just keeps me at a maintenance. Considering I want to lose weight, I actually need to do a little bit of calculation here. There are 3,500 calories in 1 pound. But if I'm trying to lose weight at a pace of about 1 pound per week, that helps me to be pretty sustained and have that slow, steady progression of weight loss that will help me to maintain it once I'm done with this phase. At that rate, I need to be in a caloric deficit of about 500 calories per day. Now, me not eating an amount of 500 calories when I'm already at a 1,600 calorie BMR means that I would only be eating 1,100 calories per day. That is just too low of calories. You need at least 1,200 per day just for your daily bodily processes. So I knew that that could not work for me. Now, what I did instead is that I focus on those days where I am working out, which is about 5 to 6 days per week. On those days, that's when I'm doing some serious caloric burn. So then it doesn't matter so much on that one day that I'm resting that I'm not burning the extra 500 calories. Instead, I just make sure that I am doing some sort of movement, but I might be burning maybe 200 calories for that entire day, just because I have a pretty sedentary work life and I also don't need to leave the house much. So I don't. Now, if you're trying to lose 2 pounds per week, then that means that you need to be in a caloric deficit of 1,000 calories per day. And that can be pretty extreme for people, which is why I give the suggestion of a caloric deficit of 500 calories per day. And then you don't have to worry so much about counting specific calories and more making sure that you're getting in enough sustenance. And I would say that it's important for you to check for yourself what your basal metabolic rate is. I use my Renphro Scale, and that's what really helped me to figure out where I was, as well as like my body fat percentage and my weight in general. But in knowing what my BMR is, that really helped me to know, okay, what is the amount of calories that I need to really be having here? Because before, I was having 1,800 calorie days, which is okay if I have a basal metabolic rate, which is pretty high, or if I'm burning like 1,000 calories per day, then it offsets itself, but that's not a norm for me. And so if I'm not burning that amount of calories, I actually need to make sure that I'm getting in a lower amount of calories, but still being satiated at the same time. No one wants to be hungry. So your basal metabolic rate is actually the amount of calories that you're burning just from basic functions such as breathing and circulation, which will include resting. So my 5th reason of why you may not be losing weight is that you're not exercising regularly. It kind of goes back to what I mentioned as my first reason of you not having a plan, and that you didn't know what days you'd be working out. And so because of that, you kind of skip here or there, and before you know it, each week has passed and the scale isn't going anywhere. That's where you're like, okay, what can I do to make a difference? You have to burn calories. And exercising isn't just good for burning calories if you're trying to lose weight, but it's also really helpful if you're just trying to improve your circulation and move more. When you're exercising, it really helps your heart rate, it helps your cognitive function, all of these things that are all outside of weight loss, but just help your overall health. Now, if you're trying to figure out the amount of days that you should be working out, I would suggest maybe 4 to 5 days per week, but no less than 3 days per week you need to be working out. And you also need to keep in mind there's different types of intensity when you're working out as well. High intensity exercise has you burning so many calories, but there's cardio, there's HIIT. When you have cardio workouts, your body is burning less calories throughout the day than if you're doing like a HIIT with interval training or strength training. That gives your body more options to actually burn fat, where you're more likely to see those inches come off than you would with cardio. And now if you're playing around with kids and you're doing any extra types of activities like walking the dog, that's just extra. There's no need to discount that, but I don't have those as options, so I'm not able to count those in my workouts. Bottom line is, random workouts don't give your body the chance to experience progressive overload. And that's something that really helps you if you're trying to build your strength and see results over a period of time. So my final reason for why you may not be losing weight is that you're inconsistent. Consistency is something that's so important when you're trying to make any sort of change in your life. If you're trying to pick up a certain type of habit, what makes it a habit is that you're consistent with it. If you're trying to change what you're doing, then you have to be consistent with those changes. Sometimes you follow a plan, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you work out, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you eat according to your portion control, sometimes you just decide to splurge. And that sometimes is like every day. You can't do that if you really want to see effective weight loss. If you're gonna eat a salad, eat multiple salads throughout the week. If you're gonna work out, then you have to work out multiple times during the week. That's not something that you can really skimp on. Your plan really helps to guide you with your consistency. You can know which days that you're supposed to be working out. You can know which days that you're supposed to be eating certain foods. And that really comes together in being your direction and your guidance that overall help you to see those results. When you're inconsistent, you're telling your body that you're not really willing to make the change. And that's just really letting yourself down. Just keep in mind that each day that you choose to follow your plan is another day that you're choosing to make a lifestyle change. You'll never regret that. All right, guys, so those are the 6 reasons that I have for why you may not be losing weight. If you have any questions of why you may not be losing weight, feel free to leave them in the comments just so that we as the community can really help each other out and help each other through any plateaus that we might be having. If you like this type of content, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We have been really growing this community, and I've been loving the comments that we've been seeing, just supporting each other. I truly do appreciate every single like and every single subscriber to this channel. It really does help me out and helps other people to find this type of content. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.